Hello and welcome to the channel. I am stood on top of what was once Osgoby Railway Bridge. The rubble and ruins are beneath me. But on this episode we're going to continue from here. But we're going to jump a bit of the railway because we cannot access that land. It's farmland. So we're just going to skip that part. But we can get fairly close to it, it's not far. We've got a little lane to go down and we'll pick up from over there. Please subscribe to the channel. Now it is a bit of a busy road that I'm on, the Hull Road. This is the track bed coming from Driffield. I'm stood where the bridge was. As you can see, there's nothing here, no parapets, it's all gone completely. And those pylons are roughly where the railway line goes. We can get onto the track bed, just a couple of fields down there, so that's where we'll pick up. Now we've left the bridge behind us over there. This is a farm field, we have no access to it, and actually the track bed is gone. It's all been ploughed up, there is nothing left. What we have got are just one or two little concrete posts dotted around, but we're not going to go onto that property, we're not going to risk anything. We're going to go this way because you can see this road here is on our track bed, so that's where we're going to go. Got a power station to our left here. We were going to take the drone up, but it's just a bit too windy, but the plan is to go down there to get to Balby Junction, and we've got this thing over here to have a look at as well, because that is part of the railway's history. That's where we've just come from, and it's fairly level, but now it starts approaching an embankment and we are on top of a gully for a drain. It's quite unusual, I'll show you this. That is the way we're going to be going shortly. You can see it's on an embankment from there on. This is our gully, so we'll go down this side first. I'll show you this. This is quite unusual, I don't know why they've done this. I have had a quick look. But what it does have is the original 1880s brickwork, and then for some reason they've put a more modern version underneath. So I wonder if the bottom of this had collapsed and they'd done that. Top half looks bone dry, but I'll show you the other side as we're going over. There are no fence posts or gate posts here, but I do suspect it would have been a farmer's crossing because it's a natural end to the fields. Now this one here, you can see we've got the masonry pulled back out the way, so it's going to be in poor condition. And there we go, that is what this side looks like. Now it would be interesting to get in there and have a look. This is too good an opportunity to miss, so let's go inside and let's have a look. There we go. Now I'm wondering if we can tell where the modern starts and the old starts from when the line was widened. Now you can see the brickwork pattern there. Hope you can see that. Wow. I'm on a modern concrete floor. We can see just how the mortar has just been left. This is absolutely brilliant to be doing this, and then we're going to be at the other side before we know it. All the bricks are all the same. There is no age difference with any of these. So I wonder if this was built with the potential of it being widened. And here we are at the end. They've got some old signs there, so I'll look at those in a moment. But look at this. You can see the brickwork pattern, absolutely incredible. Just out of interest, I'm going to look at these. Oh, cable signs. Crazy. Right, time for me to go back that way. So that's the way we've just looked at. Time to head back. I'll have no torch on this time so you can see. It's probably only about 5 feet, 4.5 feet tall, something like that. There we go. How crazy and amazing is that? I'm going to love this white out on the video. Get to the daylight. I hope you enjoyed our little excursion. It's time to jump back on the line and we'll go as far as we can because we're nearly at the end now. Before I get back up on the line, you can see where our kid is quite far away, so the embankment is here. I just thought I'd show you that from this side because it does level off again, and they had to build small embankments all along this line in places for this very reason. Look at the land, it is flooded. We're no longer on the Wolds, we left them miles away now, so the water hasn't got anywhere to go, it just sits in the land because we are on low-lying land, and without these drains you wouldn't be able to farm this. So now we're going to go back onto the railway and we'll see what else we can find. Now behind me is where we've just come from, where that amazing gully was. I am stood at quite an important part on the railway now, where some points were once fitted so that the line could divert off to the right. That's the way I'm looking. Our Driffield, Market Weighton, Selby railway goes straight on, but if you notice this track goes round to the right, and that goes to there. That is known as Barlby magazine, and that had its own railway which we will follow, and we will try and have a look around that if we can and tell you a little bit about that as we're going around. But opposite where the points roughly were, we've got this railway concrete box. We've seen these before on the railways, usually left over for electrical components, but this one has got these big lumps of metal in. We don't know what these are for, so if anybody can tell me I'd be grateful. Attached to concrete, there's 2 of them, and in the box it looks like there is some sort of very small shale packing of some description. Is that what that is? Could somebody tell me what these are for? But absolutely fantastic that it's still here. Now I'm going to move on a little bit further in a moment, just around the corner where we can see this curves off up to Balby munitions area, just there. Called it a magazine. Before we go up to the magazine, we've come to almost the end of the line in a way. We've come to the point where it is no longer 2 tracks, where it is no longer just the Driffield, Market Weighton, Selby lines. We'll come to the point where there is now 2 embankments merging into one. That way will take you all the way back to Driffield, and you can see there's 1 embankment there. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke you through there because we can't go on there, that is Network Rail land. But we've got a groove in the land because there's an embankment there with live lines on. That is the Hull Selby railway, and then here we're almost becoming level, and I'm going to walk you as far as we can go at this point, and when we start the next episode it'll be from other side of that fence there, because now it runs alongside the Hull and Selby railway. We have the Selby Market Weighton railway, so it ends up being 4 lines wide here all the way through to Balby Junction. That'll be in the next episode, but for us today we're going to follow this little embankment here up to the magazine. We're now walking up to Balby magazine. I'm just going to turn the camera around for a moment because I want to show you the embankment that we were just on. This is our embankment up to the magazine. It's only a shallow one, but that is the embankment that we were just on, where it goes to 4 lines all the way to Barlby Junction, and we'll pick up on the other side of that when we get there. But this episode we're going to explore this, because this is part of the railway history of the Driffield, Selby, Market Weighton Railway, not necessarily in that order. So what you can see behind me is Barlby magazine. Some of this is grade 2 listed. The railway used to come into here and pull up there. I was hoping to see some rails in the ground still, but it looks like they've all been pulled up. But we're going to have a little walk around and explore on what we can see here today. So we've got one of the gate posts here. This is where the locomotives would have come off the main line, straight up through there. These buildings are original. This place is Barlby magazine. It was opened in 1889, but it has been converted to a pig farm at some point, and it was known as Magazine Farm. We're walking where the rails once were, but there's nothing here now. I've had a look around, and it would have gone straight here to this area, and from here there was little lines, a narrow gauge railway that would have carried the munitions and dispersed it around. These are original buildings. They are tin ones. They've been converted into piggeries, so they're in a bit of a state, but I wanted to show you inside. They're both the same, and got that original window in place there. This has been braid through for a doorway. That's what these look like inside here. Unfortunately, those will never be saved. Those will end up getting lost and destroyed, decayed away. Hopefully that won't happen to these buildings. These are grade 2 listed. That is the magazine building, the main store. There were a number of stores here, but this is probably where the big boys were kept. I'm not certain what sort of ammunition it would have been in 1889. More than likely kegs of gunpowder. But we can see we've got the what we call dental work brickwork around there. There is another building here that we can't get access to, but that's not a problem, because me and you are going to go up here. As you can see, they built a brick wall around there. I don't think it's, I think it's just to stop people scaling it more than anything else. But I'm going to stand back so I can show you the front of what this looks like. Quite magnificent, really. Look at that, just absolutely lovely. Got blue brick engineering. But this has been altered, because if we look down here, this concrete shape curves there, and then this runs at the back. So this is all new, this part. And we've got the same here where we can see the old concrete and the curve around there. But what's more important is we've got rails here, or where rails once sat. There are 3 of these storage areas. Number 2, number 1, and number 3, and then there's a corridor down the round the back, and we'll go down there shortly. The best one out of these is number 2. So just look at this on the door, look. And I'll show you number 3 as we go past, but they are all the same. We don't need to go in them all. But my camera is doing really well in the light, or the darkness, because it's pitch black to me almost. So I'm going to put my light on. There we go. Now if we look down at the floor, we've got tracks, because what I suspect will have happened is the ammunition would have been brought in and stacked up on this side and on this side, and there would have been some kind of pulley system to move them across and onto the rails. and then back out the door to be dispersed wherever they were needed. I've never been in a magazine before, this is the first time I've seen one, but what's worth pointing out is up there we've got a pulley, and there's one on the opposite side of the wall behind me, which I'll show you in a moment, but that's also a ventilation shaft. I'm guessing if they're storing things like cordite in here, that's known to be toxic, so they wanted good ventilation. And if I go back over this side, we can see in the middle there above the door, this one here, that is another pulley system. This is the back of your door, and we do have some little windows that have shutters on the outside as well. Sash windows, amazing, they're still here. And then for some reason we've got this, but it's been blocked up. It's like a little window to see into the next magazine. And then there's none at that side. So for us now, we're going to go past number 3, and I'll show you the shutters on the windows because they are really cool. There we go. Now Steve was just closing that one for you to have a look at that. This is barrels, number 3 up there. Number 3, 1060. They've all got the same numbers on except for room numbers. As you can see, they're all identical. This one has lost its rails on the floor and where I'm stood because that's been modernised. Now I want to show you the shutter doors. This is one, and it would have gone across here where the other one is still in situ, kind of there, to shut that off. And we've got another window here. Another air hole potentially in there because we've got these beautiful glazed bricks here, look. I wonder what manufacturer made those. But they're your glazed air brick. Absolutely brilliant, I love those. The windows are in remarkable condition, they're not rotten. This is a grade 2 listed building. Sadly it's not getting protected, nothing's happening to it. It's just decaying. I'm going to take you through here in the dark. And with the decay on this window, with the brambles coming in, it's starting to fall out. But this goes round. Another air brick down there. I'm going to take you around in the dark again. Now there are holes on the walls to the right, and I'm going to stop at the next one because this is magazine number 2 where we were. That one has been blocked up. And I think this one here is open still. There. So this is magazine number 1, or store 1. Again, you can see the marks in the floor where the rails would have been. Going back round, we've got a window at this side as well. And then this corridor here goes down to a dead end. There's nothing down there. But what we have got is this little room here and a back door, which will allow me to look out the window at the building we can't access. It's got a lovely air brick up there, lovely arches. I mean, this place needs rescuing. These doors are absolutely fantastic. This one closes, and it says up there lighting, and then on there we've got the G with a passage on it, so lighting passage. And then that door there's barricaded up, that won't open. There are some more explosive stores, there are a number of those. I will go around and I will show you those next. It looks like we might have found another gate post here. There's the magazine over there with the ventilation shafts that I mentioned. There are some ladders up to those, but we can't access the back of the building. So here's a gate post, a railway one as well. So potentially it could have been the one from the other side. We're going to get over the other side of these buildings next, so we can get our bearings a little bit on what's going on. These are our 2 tin huts. That's our entrance. That's our main magazine building over there. And these are explosive stores. This one has been lost to time. The roof's gone through. But we've still got a fair few down this side. I'm just going to not show you them all because they are all identical and have been converted into piggeries. But I want to show you 1 or 2 interesting features on these buildings. Which is up there. That ghost sign. Some of them are a bit clearer. Explosive store 20. Gonna go inside there. As you can see, it's been converted into a piggery, but look at the roof. Look at that woodwork up there. I'm going to go up to another one because it's a little bit clearer and a little bit better as well. You can see the plinth work here, look at this. These big stones. Another explosive store. I'm going to put loads of photographs up at the end, so stick around for those. These buildings are all a bit newer, so I guess it doesn't really matter that that one's lost its roof. And this one looks much later. I believe this place closed down in about 1971, but opening in 1889, it was definitely built here because of the access for the railway. As we've seen in other videos, the Driffield and Selby railway line serviced a number of military bases. Let's have a look in the gaps. You can see the brickwork up there. This piping will be more modern, but that'll be for electricity, I would have thought, and water supplies for the animals. But absolutely stunning brickwork, it really is. You can see the decay that's going on with that corner. They won't have many years left in them, these buildings, if they're uncared for and unmanaged. Explosive store. Hope you can pick that up on camera. We're going to go into that building over there, but the site is massive. This one's probably our clearest sign. Explosive store number 29. And I'll show you up into the roof up there. You can see they've all got this like woodwork going on. I don't know what you'd call that pattern. These buildings are sealed because we can't get into those. They're just sealed shut. There is a small building there that looks like it's potentially a latrine of some description, but we'll go inside this one because there's some machinery left from when it was a piggery or grain. Quick mix meal mixer. There you go, look at that. And down into the floor there. So I guess they would have sucked up like a hoover and come out through here. I love this little bit of machinery here. Look at this. It's got the dial on the top. Start and stop. Got a turny button on there too. Looks, I mean, it's absolutely amazing to look at, is that. We have a few more bits to look at, and that's where we're going to be heading at next. I hope you're enjoying this so far. I had no idea that this was here. If you know any history of it, please write in the comments. And if you are enjoying this video, please like, share and subscribe. Join the channel because we've got loads of videos coming up on railways and various other kinds of history. So please join us. So getting our bearings a little bit, there's our magazine. We're now at the other side of the site. These are all the explosive stores going down there. And then we've got this building here. It says filled. I don't know if you can read that. Store number 31 maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's something about filling weapons up, assembling hand grenades. Cat there made me jump a mile. And then filled shelled store, filled shell store number 51 I think, or 31 maybe, don't know. But we can't go in that building because the farmer's still using that one. But what we can do is we can go to the house which was at one of the entrances of this site. Now what you can see behind me is a house. It's 3 individual properties. We're going to go inside and have a look. They are extremely derelict, but this is where the people would have lived who were looking after the munitions dump or the magazine. I have read that at one point it was the police that were guarding this, but I would imagine in about 1890, 1891 it wasn't the police. It's probably a house where the staff would have been who were working here. We'll go in and we'll have a look at all 3 of them, but it'll be very quickly. There are loads of photographs up at the end, so stick around for those at the end. These are extremely dangerous. So this is property 1, property 2 and property 3. As you can see, we've got that beautiful dental work around the top again. I can't imagine these are going to be saved. I would have thought these would be pulled down, but we're going to go in and I'll show you how bad they actually are. Inside your first one, there's your front door. Now letterbox down there and our handle on and the number 1 written in there. So this is going to be our lounge area. I mean, absolutely beautiful windows, massive. Very typical sort of 1920s fireplace, I would have said, with that one. There are no cellars, and we've even still got the corner unit there. And there's your ventilation up there. You can see the state of that floor up there. However, these stairs are part missing, and to be quite honest with you, I'm not prepared to try and go up those. Even though this one is the best condition, I don't want to go up them stairs. This is our back room. This is probably where they've spent most of the time. This is where there was a fireplace and an oven. We've got the cupboards in the corner. What I find quite amazing is, if you know what I'm talking about, this green is the same green as what's in ROC outposts, what they painted the cupboards in there. Got an understairs cupboard here, and there's your kitchen area. That's where our sink would have been. Got a pantry, and again this is probably where another cooker would have sat, in there. And we've got this thing here, I don't really know what that is, but it's cast. And then our green door. Now out the back of the house there is a busy road. That was never there, that road. That's a fairly recent modern construction. That's built on the old railway that used to go to York. But these are what they're like out back. I'll put some photographs of these fronts and backs up. When we get there. So I'm just rushing out now because I'm going to go around to number 2 and then number 3. Number 2 does have stairs. Here's number 2. And again, there's our front door, same design. Looks like handle there. Our letterbox. And then this is our lounge area in here. A bit more of a fancy fireplace, but more of the same, but it does have these extra tiles in there. Woodwork's gone. Plenty of birds' nests knocking around in here. Just down there, look. And these windows, you can see the ceiling is coming down. You've seen it on the floor. Now this is the back room in this property. You can see the ceiling up there, look. And there, and then we've got our cupboards through there. The fireplace is gone. Back window. And here we are again in our kitchen area where the sink would have been, probably a Belfast sink. We can see we've got some tiles in here, look. Look at that. This one does not have the metalwork embedded in the wall like the other one did, but this has got modern plaster on compared to everywhere else. And there's your old light switch. Now I'm going to show you up the stairs, because I have been up in this one to have a quick look for you. But what I will tell you is I'm not going any further than just to the top. I'm going up here very cautiously. I have been up, so I know what to expect. Bit dark. Let's have a bit of light. There you go. Don't look too bad up there, does it? But look at the floor. Huge properties. Looks like 4-bedroom. But we can't go any further to explore that. You've got the lovely skirting board down there still. I've got the banister up that helped me up there. Right, so we're going to go down now. And the next thing I need to do is take you to the third and final property. If you thought that was bad, check this one out. This is number 3. There's our front door, and there's our number 3. So let's go into the front room. I'm not going to step any further than that, because look at that up there. There is no floor above. It's all collapsed down to here. That piece of concrete there has come through from up there, because it'll be the half of that one. The stairs are gone. This is our understairs cupboard, but we can see it quite clearly on this one because the stairs aren't there. But we can see up there. But if we look through here, the floor above is gone. I don't know if you can see the doorway up there to the other rooms. There's our back way through there. And again, that is as much as I'm going to show you in this property. With the houses of the ammunition magazine in the background, I'm going to end this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. In the next episode, we are back on the railway. We will rejoin where we left, where we'll go through Barlby Junction, Balby and all the way into Selby. Please subscribe to the channel and we'll see you in that episode. And if you feel like it, there's a link down below. Buy me and my brother a cup of coffee, we would appreciate that. Please take care.